everybody, Sir Beaton here, and welcome back to another past paper practice session. In this video, we will be looking at some relation functions and graph questions. So let's go. So what you can do, you can look at the question, pause it, and try to work it out. And then after you're done, then you continue pressing play to check to see how, the answer that you got, if it's correct. So let's go. The first question says, given the function h of x is equal to 2x plus 3 all over 5 minus x. Determine, 1, the value of x for which the function is undefined. So you can go ahead, pause, and then I will work this question. So we want to determine the value of x for which f of x is undefined. So this is a very, very simple question. That is why it's worth 1 mark. Now the thing is, this function is undefined because it's a fractional function. When we have, let's say we had a fraction 5 over and the denominator is 0. So because this denominator here is 0, this fraction here is undefined. And if you press 5 divided by 0 in your calculator, you will have a math error, or it will just say error, because the function is undefined when you have a denominator of 0. So what this is asking you, what is the value of x in which we will have a denominator here of 0? So we can simply see 5 subtract 5 would be 0. So to work this out, to show this in working, we will just say 5 subtract x is equal to 0. So this is a plus 5, we take double add, so we'll have negative x is equal to negative 5. And the two negatives will cancel with each other, so we say x is equal to 5. So you can say, therefore, the function you can say the function is undefined at x equal 5. And if you substitute 5 into this function, we'll have 2 open bracket x, which is 5 plus 3 over 5 subtract x, which is 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 3 would be 13 over 5 subtract 5 is 0. So this is undefined. So this is how we work with that question. Nice and easy. So the next question says, given the function h of x, we have the same function. Determine an expression for h inverse of x. So we see this question is worth 3 marks. So take a pause, try to work it out, and then I'll go. So we want to find the inverse of x. So this is what we do. So the first thing, we go through the normal steps as we do with inverse function. We replace h of x with y. So instead of write back h of x, we'll have y is equal to 2x plus 3 all divided by 5 minus x. Then the next step, you interchange the x and the y. Wherever you have y, you'll put x. Wherever you have x, you'll put y. So you'll have x is equal to, instead of 2x, you'll have 2y plus 3 all divided by 5 minus, instead of x, we'll have y. And now the big step, we make y the subject of the formula. So to make y the subject, we want to get rid of this denominator first of all. So everything here is dividing. So we take over everything, it will multiply. So we'll have x multiplied by 5 minus y is equal to 2y plus 3. So now we distribute the x. So we distribute the x throughout. So x times 5 would be 5x, and x times y would be, x times negative y would be negative xy. This is equal to 2y plus 3. So we distribute and then we write back everything. So remember, the aim is to make y the subject of the formula. But here we can see we have 2 sets of y. So this is what we'll do. We'll put all the y's on one side of the equation and all the other terms on the other side. All the terms with y's on one side and all the other terms on the other side. So I'll carry over this 3 over here and I'll bring this over on this side. So I'll have 5x, I'm going to take over this plus 3 to become minus 3 is equal to 2y. So when I take over this minus, xy, this will become plus xy. So now remember, the aim is to make y the subject. So we think to ourselves, what can we do? We have 2 sets of y's. What can we do to turn these 2 sets of y's into one y? So we can do the beautiful thing in mathematics that we learned. We can factorize this side of the equation. So what we can do, factorize will not change anything. Factorize would be expressing the same thing as, 2 things multiplying each other. So we can factor out the y here. So when we factor the y, we'll have y open bracket 2 plus, and we factor the y from here, we're left with x. And this is 5x minus 3. Bring back that. So the last step, we just take over this here. We take over the 2 plus x, which is multiplying. When we take it over, it will divide. So we'll have 5x minus 3, all divided by 2 plus x is equal to y. And last but not least, we can write this back as y is equal to 5x minus 3, all divided by 2 plus x. So we can just replace this y now with this thing that we wanted to find, which is h inverse of x. And this will be equal to the same function, which is 5x minus 3, all divided by 2 plus x. And that is how you work out these kind of questions. Same steps as how you do for any type of function. Step 1, replace the function with y. Step 2, you interchange the x and y. And step 3, you make y the subject. In this case, we have to do some factorizing. And when you have a fractional function, you will have to do factorization at some point or the other, especially when we have 2 sets of x, which will lead to 2 sets of y. So that is a key thing to look for. When you have 2 sets of y's, you have to factorize. So with that, I'll encourage you to keep practicing. Look for more questions like these, and I will work some additional questions in some additional videos. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.